Welcome back. Now we will discuss some terms related with the names of taxa. First is differentiation of synonyms and homonyms. What are synonyms? Synonyms are different names for the same taxon. That means when there are more than two or more names for a taxon, then only one name will be its correct name and the other names are treated as synonyms. And the synonyms are of two kinds. They are nomenclatural synonyms and taxonomic synonyms. Nomenclatural synonyms are different names based on the same type. That is, name proposed based on the same type, and that happens when one taxon, usually one taxon is, for example, a species is transferred from one genus to another genus. So the taxon, that species, will have one name in the old taxon, old genus, and another name in the new genus. So it will be having two names, but the type will be same. So such names are known as nomenclatural synonyms. So nomenclatural synonyms are different names based on the same type, and taxonomic synonyms are based on different types considering to belong to the same taxon. So they are published based on different taxon, and they are usually known as superfluous names. Superfluous names, when a name is given for a taxon by an author which already has an early published name, they are known as superfluous names. So the taxonomic synonyms are based on different types considered to belong to the same taxon. These two types of synonyms are often referred to as homotypic and heterotypic synonyms. Then what is homonyms? Homonyms are same name applied to different taxa based on different types. Actually, they are same name applied to different taxa. When same species name is same binomial is given to different species, then this name is known as homonym. So same name applied to different taxa, and this is just opposite to superfluous name. Superfluous name, in the case of superfluous name, same taxon will be having two or more names based on different types. In homonyms, same name is applied to different taxa based on different types. That is homonyms. And in this case, the later published name is known as later homonym, and later homonym is invalid or illegitimate, and that should be that is incorrect, and a new name should be given for that taxon. For example, see the example Hibiscus furcatus, and Hibiscus furcatus, it was first applied by Wildenau in 1809 for a taxon, and the same name with the same spelling was used by Roxburgh in 1824 by for a taxon which is different from the taxon for which the name Hibiscus furcatus was used by Wildenau, and that is homonym. Same binomial or same name given or applied to different taxa based on different types. And the names, and this form a chart of different kinds of names. Names are effective or ineffective. Effective, effectively published. Ineffective, names which are not effectively published. And all effective published names are not valid. Some are valid and some are invalid. And all valid names are not legitimate. Some are legitimate and some are illegitimate. and all legitimate names are not correct, and a taxon is having a single correct name and other legitimate names of that taxon are treated as incorrect or synonyms. Then what is the correct name of a taxon? Correct name of a taxon is a legitimate name that must be adopted under the rules, that is under the rules of ICBN, for a taxon with a particular circumscription, position and rank. A legitimate name may be correct or incorrect according to different concept of taxa. Legitimate name is a validly published name or epithet that is in accordance with the rules. So all names which are in accordance with the rules of ICBN are considered as illegitimate name. A validly published name or epithet that is contrary to one or more articles of the code are called illegitimate names. An illegitimate name must be rejected under the code. Some of the common illegitimate names are superfluous name, later homonyms, tautonyms and nomina confusa. So these are some examples for illegitimate name. Superfluous name got discussed earlier. It is the when a taxon is given a name which already has another name based on a different type. Then the later published name is known as superfluous name. So same taxon having different names or naming the same taxon by more than one name based on different types by different authors. So the later published names are illegitimate and the early published name get priority or the later names. Then later homonyms. Same name applied to different taxa based on different types. That is homonyms. So the later homonyms are illegitimate. Tautonym is different, and when the specific epithet of a species repeats exactly as generic epithet, that name is known as tautonym. That is genus name and species name same, exactly same. In that case, the binomial is known as tautonym. Tautonym is illegitimate. Then nomina confusa, confusing names, the names which cause ambiguity in botanical nomenclature, they are rejected. Now comes autonym. What is autonym? Autonym is a name automatically established for a taxon, for example, for an infraspecific category, variety, subspecies, forms, etc., merely as a consequence of establishment of another taxon. A name automatically established for a taxon merely as a consequence of establishment of another taxon. For example, the recognition of a subspecies or variety that does not contain the type of the species, that is showing some deviation from the normal species, automatically establishes a subspecies or variety that does contain the type, that is the normal type, normal variety. Hence, the final epithet of an autonym at the infraspecific level is that of the specific name unaltered, that is the specific epithet, species name repeating, but without the citation of an author's name, because it is automatically established name. For example, Urina lobata, L subspecies lobata. So specific epithet lobata is exactly repeated. Subspecies lobata, that is automatically established merely as a consequence of the establishment of another variety or subspecies, that is Urina lobata subspecies sinuata. Urina lobata L subspecies sinuata. When an infraspecific taxon at the level of subspecies is established under the species Urina lobata, another name or subspecies is automatically established, and that is Urina lobata L subspecies lobata, and that is autonym. The publication of a new subspecies Urina lobata L subspecies sinuata under Urina lobata by bosom Walkers in 1966 automatically established another subspecies Urina lobata L subspecies lobata, the type of which is the same as that of the species Urina lobata. So the type of the autonym will be always that of the species, type of the species. Another example is this Parasopibia. The Parasopibia is a recently published genus, and from Kerala recently one species was described by Pradeep and Pramod, that is Parasopibia hoffmanni. And another a variety was also described from the same location during the publication of the species Parasopibia hoffmanni. That is Parasopibia hoffmanni variety albiflora. And this albiflora was described by the authors of the species. So they established an infraspecific category variety Parasopibia hoffmanni variety albiflora, and as a consequence of the description of this variety or application of this variety epithet, and another variety is automatically established, and this is autonym. Parasopibia hoffmanni variety hoffmanni. This is autonym. Then what is tautonym? Tautonym is a binomial in which specific epithet exactly repeats the generic epithet. For example, malus malus. A binomial in which specific epithet exactly repeats the generic name, in which genus name and species name are the same. And nowadays these names, tautonyms, are treated as illegitimate in botanical nomenclature. However, names such as Samanya Saman, can see here the generic epithet does not repeat in the specific epithet exactly, but there is some similarity. Cajanus cajan, Bambusa bambus are not, and these binomials are not considered as tautonyms, but they are considered as paratautonyms, and they are not illegitimate. They are legitimate name, but tautonyms are illegitimate, and they should be rejected, as specific epithets do not repeat exactly at the generic name. So tautonyms are names in which specific epithet exactly repeat generic epithet. Then considering the combination, in order to be validly published, a new combination name at new rank or replacement name must be accompanied by a reference to the basionym or replace name. When combinations are made, that is, when one species is transferred from the old genus or one genus to another genus, and that publication should be, or the citation of the new name should be followed by a citation to the old name, and that is known as basionym. So basionym, the citation of basionym is a must in the publication of new combinations or when the rank of the taxon is changed, or when name of the taxon is replaced, new name is given, and that is according to Article 41. Then double citation. Citation is the citing the name of the authors or their abbreviated form, name in abbreviated form after botanical names. The occurrence of two names in the end of the name of a taxon, first one being cited in parenthesis, indicating the name of the author who first validly published the taxon, followed by the authors who effected the change. When a genus or taxon of lower rank is altered in rank or position but retains its name or epithet, the name of the author who first validly published the name or epithet, that is the basionym, must be cited in parenthesis followed by the name of the author who effected the change. This is called a double citation. So double citation is citing two authors simultaneously, and this occurs when a new combination is made or when the rank of some taxa are changed. For example, when the species Hibiscus esculentus is transferred from hibiscus to a new genus Abelmoschus, and a new combination is made, Abelmoschus esculentus. And this name is specific epithet is based on this Hibiscus esculentus. So this is the basionym, and the author of the name who first validly published the basionym is given in parenthesis and followed by the author who made the change, and this is known as double citation, citing two authors, two combination of authors. And this is another example, Tomophyllum, and this actually the Tomophyllum is a genus, and this is based on, or the basionym is Polypodium section Tomophyllum. Earlier it was considered as a section under the genus Polypodium, and this Tomophyllum is given the rank of genus, then double citation is given. Then regarding the naming of the of organisms in cultivated plants, garden plants, etc. Organisms brought from the wild into cultivation retain the names that are applied to them when growing in nature. That is, naturalized plants are given the old names. Old name means the names at wild. And regarding the nomenclature of hybrids, including those arising in cultivation, may receive names as provided in chapter H. Additional independent designations for special categories of organisms used in agriculture, forestry and horticulture and arising either in nature or cultivation are dealt within the International Code of Nomenclature for Cultivated Plants, that is ICNCP, which defines the cultivar as its basic category. Hybrids are usually designated by formulae. They are named by giving formulae which indicate their hybrid nature and their putative parents. And the names of interspecific hybrids are written in two ways. In the first way, the names of both of the parents are connected by a multiplication sign. For example, Verbascum lecnatis and Verbascum nigram. Verbascum lecnatis into Verbascum nigram. So this indicates that species is a hybrid between these two species. Salix orida into Salix caprea. And the same hybrid can be represented in another way. A new epithet is provided for the hybrid. The generic name and the epithet are connected by the generic name and the specific epithet are connected by a multiplication sign. For example, verbascum inter Shidianum. So this is a new epithet, specific epithet given for the hybrids between these two species. Salix capriola instead of Salix orida into Salix capriola. Salix into capriola. So this is the methods by which interspecific hybrids are represented. The names of intergeneric hybrids between genus hybrids are framed by a combination of both the generic names preceded by a multiplication sign indicating hybrid nature. For example, Triticum into Cecale. The new intergeneric hybrid will be into Triticale. Agrostis into Polypogon. New hybrid genus into Agropogon. Agropyron into Hodium. Into Agrohodium. Like that. And the foregoing account deals only with the provisions of the code relevant to wild flowering plants. For cultivated plants, there is a separate international code for nomenclature of cultivated plants. So, nomenclature of cultivated plants, garden plants, economic crop producing plants, etc., are dealt with the ICNCP, International Code for Nomenclature of Cultivated Plants, and the basic unit in this ICNCP is cultivars. Then what are the differences between botanical and zoological codes, ICBN and ICZN? The two codes are independent. Same genus name may be used for an animal and for a plant. In the Acrocephalus, a member of Lamiaceae, and a bird. ICBN requires Latin diagnosis for valid publication. ICZN requires no Latin diagnosis for valid publication. Tautonyms are not allowed in ICBN, but it is allowed in zoological nomenclature. In ICBN, illegitimate names cannot be taken for consideration of priority, and no such concept in ICZN. Different endings are used for higher taxa in ICZN, and that is not permitted in ICBN. In ICBN, specific epithet may be capitalized when usually it is capitalized when the specific epithet is in honor of some persons. But the practice is not recommended now. It is not practiced. But in ICZN it is not possible. Species names never capitalized. In ICBN, the types cannot be living organism. The types are always dead specimens or herbarium. In ICZN, no such restriction is there. Then what are the similarities between ICBN and ICZN? And the purpose is to ensure a unique scientific name for every taxon. These names must be in Latin, both in botanical and zoological, and composed in accordance with the rules of Latin grammar. Provide rules for publication of new names and determine whether previously published names are acceptable. Ensure adequate documentation and dating of names. This ICBN and ICZN ensure typification. By the use of types, permit names to be assigned to taxa without interfering with the scientific freedom to make changes in classifications on the basis of new information and insights. Give a chronological starting points to names used. Both provide an administrative system In the case of botanical nomenclature, it is IBC and its Permanent Nomenclature Committee. And in the case of zoological nomenclature, it is IUBS and its International Commission of Zoological Nomenclature for Animals, to ensure and oversee the interpretation and improvement of the codes. So these are the similarities in the purpose of both codes, ICBN and ICZ. Thank you.